Hey boys, it's HarmNone. Today I'm going to be going over my picks for 15 vehicles that I want to see added into Grand Theft Auto Online before GTA 6 comes out. Now some of these I have a feeling might actually be realistic expectations because some of them were actually seen in the GTA 6 trailer. So potentially these could actually be coming to GTA Online, or they might just be saving them for GTA 6. But regardless, these are the vehicles that I would like to see into GTA 5 Online before it is over. If you guys enjoyed this video, a like is of course appreciated. If not, dislike. Subscribe if you're new and you enjoy my content. Comment down below and let me know what cars you want to see added into GTA Online. Let's go ahead and get started. At number 15, coming in with a nice, simple, easy one, I want to see a Honda NSX. An older one. I know that Acura is the only brand that made the new NSX, but some people get confused by Honda and Acura making the NSX. I want to see the Honda NSX, the older one. It is really, really cool, and I think it could have a ton of customization and some really cool options for it. I think it'd be a sweet car to see. Nice and lightweight. Slower maybe, but have really good handling. I could see that. I feel like that would be really sweet. The NSX is such a cool car. It's very iconic, and obviously everyone from the JDM community and the stance community and everything like that really likes it. And I think we should get it into Grand Theft Auto Online for sure before this game's life cycle is over. If not, fingers crossed for GTA 6. Next up, I want to see a Nissan Silvia S15. Now, the S15 is a car that we don't have in GTA Online, unfortunately, and it is super unfortunate that we do not have it. I really wish that we got it in the Tuners DLC over the Annis Remus, which is based off of an S13 or S14, depending on who you ask. The S15 though, I feel like it's just a much cleaner looking vehicle, and I feel like it could have a lot more customization options potentially. It's just so sweet looking, it's so clean. Everything just feels like it's meant to be there on an S15, and I think for that reason it would just be widely accepted by the community. Make it sound good, make it have a ton of customization, like some Tuners DLC customization type of thing, and I think that we'd be really golden. I think the S15 is something that a large part of the community wants to see, so this is definitely one that they should add. Please, Rockstar, if you're watching this video, please bless us. Next up, I have an Audi RS6 wagon. I think this car would be really cool to see. We did have a wagon added into the game with the Ubermarkt Reinhardt, and that was back last summer, I do believe it was. And the Reinhardt's cool, but it's not like fast, and it's not like fast and cool, so it's just kind of mid, and obviously that's also a BMW, it's not an Audi in the first place, so I feel like an RS6 wagon, like a really high performance wagon, would be super cool to see in GTA Online. And of course all-wheel drive in true Audi fashion, although Rockstar seems to really enjoy making some obey cars rear-wheel drive when they should probably be all-wheel drive, like the 10F. I don't know why that thing is rear-wheel drive, it makes no sense, but I would really hope that they would make the RS6 into an all-wheel drive vehicle. I think that would be super cool to see. The customization options would be insane. Maybe a wide body kit or something like that. Some really crazy aggressive front grills, splitters, front bumpers in general. I think this car would be super cool to see. At number 12, I have a really basic one. Unfortunately, Porsche and 911s, and particularly the new GT3 RS, has become a really basic car. It feels kind of like how the Supra felt like maybe 4 years ago, before this thing existed. I feel like everybody wants a GT3 RS now, and everybody's talking about the GT3 RS and how impressive it is and stuff like that, which has kind of like ruined it a little bit for me, but I still think it's an extremely impressive car. I think it looks amazing. It looks like a race car for the road, which I know that's pretty much exactly what it is designed to be. And it'd be really nice to get, you know, the new GT3, the 992, and the RS, or at least get the GT3 and then be able to make it into the RS. I feel like that would be really sweet. The Pfister S2 was a huge disappointment because while it has a ton of customization, it handles like absolute garbage, which obviously I think everybody knows is kind of the opposite of how Porsche 911s work. So I feel like that would be something they would have to work on, is actually making it handle really well. But if they could pull it off, I think this could be a sick ass car. Maybe just a 992 in general. Maybe they could also add a 992 Turbo S. That would also be cool. That would be, you know, good enough for me, honestly, and make it all-wheel drive so that more players can actually handle it. But yeah, I feel like a new 992 Porsche 911 would be really cool, particularly a GT3 RS or a GT3 or a Turbo S as well. At number 11, we have the Pagani Zonda Cinque or Cinque. I'm not really sure exactly how you pronounce that. This is an older car though. It's from like 2009. It's absolutely phenomenal looking. I love this thing. We don't really have a Zonda in the game yet. We do have the Osiris, and you could maybe argue that like the Cheetah is supposed to be a bit of a Zonda, but I don't really think so. I would love to see something very similar to an actual Zonda in GTA Online before this game's lifespan is over. I'm kind of shocked that we haven't really got a proper one yet, but I'm really keeping my fingers crossed because I want to see this for sure. At number 10, we have the BMW E46 M3 GTR. This thing is super sick. It would be cool to be able to make it into the one from Need for Speed that everybody goes on and on about. Really cool car, but the M3 GTR itself is also just a sick ass car, and I feel like it does get overshadowed by the Need for Speed one, but the M3 GTR would be really cool. E46, really good looking car. I think it'd be super clean to have something like this added into the game. We do have like the E30 M3 with the Sentinel Classic, and then also the Sentinel Classic wide body. So getting an E46 BMW M3 in general would be cool, and then maybe have a Benny's option to make it into the GTR. That would be sweet. I think it'd be a sick car. I think it'd be a welcome addition. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. At number 9, we have a very, very well-known option, and this is the Lexus LFA. We don't really have a proper one of these in the game. We do have the Emperor ETR1, which is like the racing version of the Toyota FT1 concept car that turned into the Supra that Toyota makes now. The Lexus LFA though would be really cool to see if we actually just got like an actual Lexus LFA. It wouldn't even need to have a lot of customization, but if Rockstar could somehow make a unique sound for it, that would be absolutely sweet. Just something that sounds insane. That would be really, really cool. I don't know if they have that in the budget. I don't know if they go through that much effort, but the Lexus LFA in GTA Online is a must-have. I really, really hope that they add this into the game. Next up at number 8, this is probably not going to be a super popular option, but an MRAP of some sort, like a military vehicle. I think the Insurgent is a little dated now. I do love it. It is my favorite armored vehicle in the game. We also have the Night Shark as well as the Menacer, which are arguably sort of MRAPs. But I'd really like to see like a big one, like a really, really big one that can maybe hold like 8 people or something like that, and quite tall with a slanted bottom for like deflecting explosives, and just give it the exact same armor as the Insurgent. Honestly, maybe a little bit better, maybe a little bit worse, doesn't really matter, but something like this would be really cool to see in GTA. Have a turret up on the top of it, have a lot of customization. I think an MRAP kind of belongs in GTA Online at this point. We already have the Insurgent, we have the Menacer, we have the Night Shark, but having like a true, like real military version of it would be absolutely awesome. Obviously, you can argue that the Insurgent and the Insurgent Pickup Custom are like super realistic actually, but stuff like the Menacer and the Night Shark, not so much. So I'd like to see another one of these get added into the game. At number 7, we have the Jeep Cherokee Trackhawk, or the potential to be named the Canis Seminole Hellfire. Doesn't that have a ring to it, man? I hope to God that they add the Jeep Cherokee Trackhawk into GTA Online and call it the Canis Seminole Hellfire. That would be the absolute best case scenario. That would be absolutely amazing. I would probably, oh man, I'd probably die if they did that. That would be insane to see actually. After all the legend of the regular Canis Seminole, imagine having one that's, you know, potentially almost as fast. Like that would be really cool. So a Jeep Cherokee Trackhawk, I think most people want to see this in the game for sure, so that'd be cool. Number 6, we got the new M3 or M4, the G80 or the G82. Either of these would be really cool. I think that I would actually prefer if they added the rear wheel drive variants of both of them, or of either of them, I should say. The all-wheel drive I feel like would just make it kind of like boring. I feel like it needs to be rear wheel drive. I think that would be really cool to see. Give it a ton of nice customization options, you know, similar to what we have in real life for these cars. And I feel like they would be a very welcome addition to the game. I know a lot of people would like to see them. And next up, we have the Mercedes-AMG E63S or C63S. I don't really care which. The E63 is all-wheel drive. The C63 is rear-wheel drive, at least until recently with that god-awful new 4-cylinder one that they made. I'm not really a big fan of that. But the E63S would be really sweet to see. In particular, I feel like the C63 would be cool too. But the all-wheel drive of the E63S, I feel like would make it just a little more competitive maybe. And I feel like that would be, well, obviously preferable for most players. Not a lot of people like rear wheel drive because a lot of people can't seem to handle it, even though it's relatively easy in GTA, but Rockstar wants to please the general populace, so I feel like the E63S is the better option for them to go for. I feel like it looks pretty cool. Doesn't have a ton in the way of customization, I feel like, in real life. I mean, it's got some stuff you can do, but you know, it is a pretty good looking car. If we got it with, you know, little to no customization, I wouldn't be that bothered. I just want the new body style Mercedes in the game, to be honest. And number 4, we have the Koenigsegg Gemera. I feel like this would be a really, really cool car to see. A 4-seater with 2 doors. I feel like that would be insane if Rockstar could somehow pull that off. All-wheel drive, make it super, super fast. Maybe a decent, you know, amount of downforce. I'd like to see this be, you know, a new supercar that's maybe a 4-seater. That would be super cool, in my opinion. The Koenigsegg Gemera, just honestly OP car. Like, it's crazy how good that thing is. We haven't really seen any real footage of them driving around in real life yet, but the stats kind of don't lie. Like, this thing is absolutely insane. Look into it if you don't know about it. It's absolutely nuts, actually. Then at number 3, I really want to see this. This is the McLaren 765 LT. I think this is the best looking McLaren that they've ever made. I think it is better looking than the P1, at least in my opinion. The P1 is a very special car, don't get me wrong, but the 765 LT, man, whew, there is something about that car that is just so insane to me, and I absolutely love it. I want to see a 765 in GTA Online before this game is over. Please, Rockstar, this thing looks so good. I would settle for a 720S that we could give some McLaren 765 LT customization to. That would be fine too. I don't really care. Just add a new McLaren, particularly based off of a McLaren that starts with a 7. Could be the 720S, could be the 750S, could be the 765 LT. I don't really care. Any of the 3 will do, in my opinion. But number 2, this is one that is so long overdue, and I can't believe it doesn't exist already. A Mercedes AMG G63, a new one, or the 4x4 squared variant of it. That would also be really, really cool to see. Just have one that's got a little more ground clearance, that's like a little more obvious to use in an off-road scenario, because the dubstep that we have in GTA Online right now is so low by default, which I'm sure is kind of a meme on Rockstar's part, because a lot of people that live in, you know, the hills of Los Angeles have G-Wagons, and they're, you know, never used off-road, which is, I think, what Rockstar was trying to say with the dubstep, is making it, you know, an off-road looking car without the ability to go off-road, even though the, you know, Mercedes is in real life, clearly, but the fact that nobody ever takes it off-road. So I feel like having a G63 4x4 squared would be absolutely amazing, or just a dubstep that's got a little tiny bit more ground clearance with some bigger tires, maybe some wider tires. That would be cool to see. That's really all I want. And at number 1, my number 1 request is a Lamborghini Aventador. I don't care if it's the SV, I don't care if it's the SVJ, I don't care if it's the regular basic Aventador. None of it matters to me. You could give us the regular Aventador and make it have customization to make it look like the SV, make it look like the SVJ. This car is actually visible in the GTA 6 trailer at one point when it's just outside of the scene from Scarface on the beachfront there. You can actually see it drive by, and I feel like, please bro, we could have this in GTA 5. We could actually have this in GTA 5. Please, man, we gotta make it happen. The Aventador has been out since 2011, and somehow it has never actually truly made it into GTA Online. I feel like that's a travesty, and honestly, almost a crime. So Rockstar definitely needs to do this. They need to add the SVJ into the game, please, for the love of God. Anyway, guys, those are my picks for the 15 vehicles I want to see added into GTA Online before it's over. If you enjoyed this video, like is of course appreciated. If not, dislike. Make sure you comment down below and let me know what you guys would like to see. If you want me to do another video like this, I absolutely can. I got a lot of cars that I want to see in this game. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, take care. Peace.